Hey everybody, this is Mr. Storm, and today we are going to continue working on our text adventure game by building in some of the extra features like random encounters and random things like that happening in our game during the game loop. But first, in the last video we talked about the story, and I realized afterward that I forgot to talk about this print end method. It's not too difficult. It's going to be about the same as what we had up here. It's just that we want to just basically tell them, hey, thanks for playing the game, right? You've won the game. So in order to do that, we need to bring in the player's name. Oh, I'm caps locked. Player. So we need to bring in a new player. And we're going to say, congratulations. And then player.name. You defeated the evil emperor and saved the world. Okay. And then we'll say, some credits here. This game was made by Mr. Storm at Utah Military Academy. Okay. So there are our credits. So that's going to be the end method there in our story class. Okay, perfect. So today, let's take a look at our game logic method. Let's talk about our random encounters, continuing our journey, character info, shop, take rest. We're going to get a lot of these things knocked out. And actually, let's see. Which of these should we focus on first? The continued journey is pretty easy to do. Random encounter. Let's do random encounter first. So what random encounters are going to do is basically in between our fights, or I guess better said, we're going to calculate a random number, and depending on that number, we're going to pull an index out of this encounters array up here. And if that encounter is battle, then we're going to do battle. If the encounter is rest, we're going to rest. And if the encounter is shop, we're going to go to the shop. And we're going to keep doing that until we've reached a certain level of XP where we can move on to the next act. So we're going to battle over and over again until we actually have done enough damage or killed enough enemies to move on. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. So we're going to create a random number between 0 and the length of the encounter array. So int encounter is going to equal. Now we have to cast this next thing as an integer. So math.random is going to bring in this thing that we're going to use, math.random. Let me show you. Math.random is going to create a number between 0 and 1, right? So it's going to create a fractional number like 0.4, 0.7, whatever, right? We want that number to be multiplied by the length, encounters length, the length of our encounters array. And then we want to turn that into an integer, right? So that will allow us to basically create a whole number that is going to be a random whole number between 0 and the length of the encounters array. Okay, and then we need to check to see if encounter so if the encounters array with this encounter index, basically if the index that we've chosen dot equals battle, then we want to create we want to call the random battle method. Else if this same thing, we'll just I have one too many parentheses. There we go. If this equals rest, then we're going to call the take rest method. And else, meaning if it's literally anything else, we will call the shop method. Okay. All right, perfect. So that is actually going to handle our random encounters. Oh, this continued journey is pretty easy too. All we really have to do is check act. So call that check act method up here. Check the act. And then if act does not equal 4, meaning we're in acts 1, 2, or 3, then we want to call a random encounter. Okay, so we're going to call this continued journey at the end of each of our story beats. So if we're not in Act 4, we're going to have a random encounter every time we get done with a fight. Okay. Let's skip character intro for now. Let's go into the shop. So shopping is going to... yeah. No, you know what? Let's go back up to character info for now. Let's do that first, just so we don't forget to do it later. Okay, for character info, we want to clear the console, and then we'll print a heading, and we'll say character info. System.out.print line player.name plus, and we'll do this forward slash or backslash T. Okay, and then plus player.hp plus a little divider sign, a forward slash player.maxHP. Okay, so that's going to print HP is going to be their HP divided by, or HP out of max HP. Basically, we're just displaying our HP there. Print separator 20. And then we're going to do the same thing with our gold and our potions. Okay. And we'll say, you know, we don't need player name for this. Oh, you know what? We want XP. Let's do XP first. XP. And then it'll be player XP. And we'll change this to gold. So we'll do that. Backspace T again. Gold. Player. Gold. Okay. And then we'll do another print separator. And then let's do for potions. So we know how many potions that we have. Number of potions. It's going to be just player dot pots. Okay, so that'll give us some information about the character. Let's also take a look at the traits that we have, so we can keep track of the upgrades our player has. So if player.numatk upgrades is greater than 0, we don't want to print anything if we don't have one. System.out.print line, and we'll say offensive trait, and then plus player.atk upgrades, and it'll be player.numatk ATK upgrades, but we need a -1 from this because it's an array. And print separator, we'll put 20 in there. Okay. And the same thing is going to be here. We actually can just copy and paste because it's going to be the same thing here, but instead of attack upgrades, it'll be defensive upgrades. And we'll say defensive trait. And player def upgrades, number of def upgrades. And you know, we don't need this print separator. Oh, I forgot my semicolon there. Look at that. We don't need the print separator. And then at the end, we'll call that anything to continue method. So this will happen whenever we call the character info method. Basically, in our game loop, which we haven't built yet. Oh, maybe we should do that today. Yeah, let's build the game loop. Okay. So we're going to build the main game loop right now because we kind of want to make this work. All right. So we're going to say while is running. So while the game is running, we want to create the print menu, which is where is our print menu? Let's start game. There we go. Print menu. Oh, you know what? We have this to do. Check XP to advance. I'm kind of all over the place today. Sorry, bear with me. I'm just remembering things that we have to do in order to make this all work. So let's go to, trying to find it in my notes. There we go. Let's fix this real quick because we already have a system in place where we can check our XP and all that stuff. So let's do that. So we'll say system.out.println. We'll say you have, and then we'll give them a player.xp. We want to tell them how much XP they have. So they know how far away they are from advancing. And we'll say if player.xp is less than 5, which is the threshold we need to move on from Act 1, then we'll say system.out.println. You need 5 XP to move on. Okay. And then else if player.xp is less than 15, it's the same thing, but you need 15 XP to move on. And we'll say else if player.xp is less than 50, you need 50 XP to move on. And we'll say, basically, you are all powerful if we've already reached that limit. So you are powerful. Okay, if they're over 50 XP, we'll just say that you are powerful. Okay, so that part is done. So this print menu is going to come up first. It's going to tell you where you are. It's going to tell you how much XP you need, and then it's going to give you the ability to choose an action. The continue your journey method is right there. Okay. The character info is the one we're working on now, and then exit game will make the game stop. Okay, so character info. So let's go back down to that. Oh no, we were working on game loop. We finished character info. Okay, cool. So we have our print menu. Then next int. So this is where we're going to read those options. So input equals read int. And we'll say 3 options. Those are the 3 that we just discussed. If input equals 1, then continue journey. Else if input equals 2, then character info. Else is running equals false, which is going to break that loop. So basically, if we stop playing the game, then it's going to break that loop. Okay. Alrighty. So, what do we want to do next? So let's probably go back to, we have our random encounters. Let's do the shop. Yeah, let's do the shop. What's my time looking like here? All right, cool. Yeah, we can build the shop. So, oh, did I go too far? I did. Okay. So to shop, basically what we want to say is, hey, you've met a mysterious stranger and he's going to offer you something, right? Basically, the only thing that you have, the only option that we have to buy, the only item that we can buy in this game is a potion. So if you have enough gold, you can trade gold for a potion. So that's going to be the one option we have. This can obviously be expanded to, have more items to purchase and stuff later on. But for us, we just want to sell one thing. Console. So let's clear our console first. Print heading. You meet a mysterious stranger. He offers you something. Yeah, that looks good. So we're going to say int price is equal to. Now, what we want to do is we want to create a kind of a random price, but within very precise limits. We basically want to make the price of these things, these potions, more expensive the more potions you have. Right? So if you have more potions, then it's going to be more expensive. So we're going to need a little bit of randomness, and we're going to need to know how many player potions or how many potions the player has. This is basically a way to set up an economy that, doesn't stay the same forever. So you can't just spam buy a bunch of potions. It'll actually be more expensive each potion you buy. So int math.random multiplied by 10. Oh, actually, no. You know what? We're going to multiply this by 10 plus player.pots multiplied by 3. So that's going to factor in the amount of pots that we have plus 10 plus player pots. Now, this is a formula that I've been using for these kinds of economy systems for a long time. You can really break this math down step by step if you want to, but it kind of, for my taste, it makes a really nice gradual price increase. So system.out.print line magic potion, which is the only thing they're going to sell, plus price plus gold. So it's telling you you can buy a magic potion for this price. Print separator. Okay. And then we'll ask if they want to buy. Ask the player if they want to buy one. So if player.gold is greater than or equal to price, then we will allow them to buy it. Oh, actually, no, that's if they already said yes. Let's actually ask them first. Then if they say yes, we'll do this. So system.out.println, do you want to buy one? New line, we'll say 1 is yes. New line, 2 is no thanks. We need to be polite. Okay, then we'll say int input equals read int two. All right. If input dot equals 1, then we're going to check to see if they have enough. Okay. All right. Print heading. You bought a magical potion for price gold. Oh my gosh, I can't type. Okay. You brought, then we're going to increase player dot pots plus plus, and we'll say player dot gold minus equals price. So they've actually bought the potion. If they don't have enough, we'll say else. We'll do print heading, basically the same thing here. You don't have enough gold to buy a potion. Okay, so that's if input equals 1. If input equals anything else, we can give them a message saying, you know, hey, thanks for playing. Let's go ahead and, or let's just say maybe next time. And then when we're done with all of that, we want anything to continue. And we're actually going to want that not here. We're going to want that up here. And we're going to want that right here because we want to be able to read this message. Okay. Yep, I think that's all we need. Oh. Let's put one right there too. Okay, so that should be our entire shopping method. Basically, all we're doing is we're asking, do you want to buy a potion? If you do, then we're going to check to see if you have enough gold. If you don't have enough gold, we'll say, sorry, you don't have enough gold. If you don't want to buy a potion, we'll say maybe next time, and then we'll move on. Okay, perfect. Let's do take a rest and random battle, and then that will be pretty much it for this video. Yeah, we could be able to, we can get through this pretty quickly. All right, take a rest. So clear console. Print heading. I'm just going to copy and paste. Basically, we need to tell the player, we're going to need to ask the player if they want to take a rest. Do you want to take a rest? And in parentheses here, we're going to tell them how many rests they have. Player.rests left. Okay, that way they know how many rests they have. So then we can do, oh, you know what? Up here I did input, these are integers. Why did I do it like that? So input equals 1. Sorry, I just realized that that's going to be an issue if I keep it like that. Okay, anyway. System.out.print line. We'll say 1. Yes. Actually, I have the same thing here. Okay. And instead of no thanks, we'll say no, not now. Okay. Then we'll say int input equals read int. Two. Then if input equals 1, then we're going to clear the console. So this is them actually resting. Clear the console. If player.hp is less than player.max HP, then we're going to int HP restored. Now we don't want to restore max HP every time they rest. What we want to do is create a random value between their HP and the max HP. So what we'll do is say math.random multiplied by player.xp divided by 4 plus 1. So they're going to increase the amount of HP they gain based on how strong they are. Player.hp plus equals HP restored. Now we also want to make sure that we don't give them more HP than they are allowed to have. So if player.hp is greater than player.max HP, then we're going to set player HP to player.max HP. Basically, we don't want them to be able to rest past their max limit. Okay. And then next, we're going to want a system out print line. We'll say you took a rest and restored up to HP restored health. And let's tell them their current health. You now at player.hp player.max HP. Okay, perfect. And then we're going to reduce the amount of rests they have left. Okay. But if they don't want to do any of this, well, let's see. Yeah, if they don't want to do that, hold on a second. Let's say, yeah, if they're not less than max, then we can say else Oh. I feel like I'm missing a bracket here somewhere. Am I? No. That looks good. Where's that going? Okay, that's there. Oh, all right. Okay, I guess I'm fine. Else system.out.print line. You're at full health. You don't need to rest now. Okay. That's if they say they want to, right? Okay, and then basically down here, if they've entered anything else, we'll say anything to continue. All right, that should, actually, we don't need that else there because we want anything to continue to happen no matter what once we're done. We don't need it. Okay, that'll be fine. All right, you know what? I think that's pretty much good for now. We're over 30 minutes, so I'm going to call it there. We did a lot in this video. Next, we're going to focus on battling, right? So battling, and we're going to be pretty close to being finished by the end of next week once we get this battle method in. The thing is, it's probably going to take 2 full videos to do the entire battle method, so that'll be all next week that we work on this. But I will see you next time. Thanks for paying attention.